Okay, hello traders and welcome to live trading session here. It's still Napan here, founder of Master of Markets, Traders Conference and the Traders Open Day. So today's topic in our live trading session will be going live in the markets. It's going to be on momentum correlation. So this is part 2 of time frame correlation. So this will be very interesting. So listen up and you can also then look to see how you can integrate it in your own trading strategies as well. So here we go. So you see, for example, let's take a look at over here, dollar Swiss at the moment, okay? So if you take a look at dollar Swiss, the trend is up at the moment, isn't it? According to our smart money indicator and the quantification of the tops and bottoms, which we've talked about before. However, some of you may wonder, even though sometimes if you take a trade in correlation with its trend, okay, and in the phase one part of it. So this is what we call the phase one because it's in line with the uptrend, not this part here, which is phase two. But some of you will agree with me that even though you take this on phase one, sometimes it doesn't move much, does it not, traders? Sometimes it stalls like this or it reverses. And you wonder, hey, hang on a minute, I did take it in terms of the momentum, but why is it not moving forward? The reason is because on a higher time frame, that might be turning around, or it might not be in the same direction as on the daily. That's why you get these blocks of resistance where you don't get a clean move like that and it starts to stall. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So let me just show you some places where it can stall. So you see, for example, you see, even though you take a phase one here, but it's stalling and then it's turning and then it's pausing. So how do we avoid such points? So first of all, you need to know your correlation table. Okay. So if you were to think about it, one part is whether it's a trend or not. The other part, it's whether it's a phase one or a phase two. So in an uptrend, you can get a phase one, or in an uptrend, you can get a phase two. And in a downtrend, you can get a phase one. And in a downtrend, you can get a phase two. Now you see, if now you put a daily and a weekly on this as well, altogether you got 4 factors here. How many permutations and combinations can you get? So some of you mathematicians out there, you will see that is 4 times 4. You can get 16 permutations all together for 2 time frames only. You can do the same thing what I'm telling you, even on a daily, on a 4 hour, on a 1 hour, on a 15 minute or 15 minute and 5 minute, whatever that you want to do, but the principles will remain the same. So let's take a look at this simple principle here. 4 times 4, you got 16 permutations, okay? I'm not going to give you all the 16 at the moment because that would be just too much time taken. But what I would do is I'll give you the first 4 permutations and I want you to go and do the rest as homework. And those of you who can get that right and can post it to us on live here on YouTube or on any of our social media streams, I tell you, we got an amazing gift waiting for you. Okay. So in fact, I think we can really give you the TBP digital or something else that is really highly valuable for you that you can further on your trading journey. And even if you've done TBP digital before, you can always pass that on to a friend. So that's the thing for you. So if you can tell me all the 16 permutations, that's definitely a gift waiting for you um, over there. Now, let me just tell you the 4 permutations first. Okay. The first 4 permutations are, you see, if I have to write daily and I have to write weekly, let's just say downtrend P1. Okay. And that would be a down arrow here. And over here, we also got a downtrend phase one. Okay, that's down. So you can see they're correlating. That's one of the permutations here you can have. Number 2, you can have downtrend P1 again. Okay. But over here, you got an uptrend phase one, which is an upward direction. Okay. The third thing what you can also have is the uptrend phase one on the daily, which is up. And you can also get an uptrend phase one as well, which is an up. The fourth permutation that you can have, these are all phase one permutations on the daily here that we are seeing. And then finally, you can have an uptrend phase one on the daily. And then finally, you can get the downtrend phase one on the weekly. So over here, you can have up and then you can have down. So they're not correlating. So you can see direction wise, 1 and 4 is the ones that's correlating. Look, so it's down and down, up and up. Okay. However, number 2 and 3, they are not correlating. Okay. That doesn't mean you can't take trades on them, but just that you got to be cautious. And even when they're correlating, sometimes you can get stalls in the movement and it might not move as you may expect it to be. Now, why is that? You see, not only you must have your momentum correlation to play, the second thing that you need to know always is your open equity. Is there move left to capture? Sometimes you see, let me show you an example. If on the uptrend on the weekly is something like this, all right, and that's where you get your signal, all right, to go long, let's say over here. And on the daily, okay, it's a phase 1, 2. So this is your daily picture, and that's your weekly picture, okay? So even though you're having a momentum correlation here, like this, it's both up and up over here, right? This one, sorry, pardon me, this one, up and up. You see like this, yeah, phase 1, and it's phase 1 here as well, phase 1 here, isn't it? Right? So both are correlating to the upside. But as you can clearly see on the weekly, there's quite a lot of phases. This trend is a bit mature. The OE might not be much. Therefore, you just have to be cautious and more aggressive in your trails, or you can risk less as well. Okay, that's what I would tell you all to be cautious of. So every time you take a trade, look into momentum correlation. Second, ask yourself whether there is OE left on both the two time frames if you're using time frame correlation. And the third thing is wait for your price pattern to occur. So these are the three things I would say. I've given you 4 permutations. The rest of it is up to you to do your work. So now let's take a look practically on this. So over here on the daily, I've got an up. This is a phase 1 at the moment here, isn't it? I'll just give you 3 examples and then we can wrap up. So here we got a phase 1 here on the daily. If I go on to the weekly, you can see over here, it's also a phase 1 as well. And you can see the good news is that this is very early in its new trend, isn't it? Because before it was a downtrend all the way, wasn't it? So that's new in its P1 on its upside. So there will be quite a lot of opportunity towards the upside. The only thing you got to be careful of is in this phase 1, is open equity still left, or is it going to do a retracement? And that's the point where you don't want to go long on the daily. Then you want to wait for that retracement to end and then come back up. And that's where you want to position yourself on the daily. As you would have figured from now, if you want really good quality setups, you need to be patient. And most professional traders are very patient and they know exactly what their trade setup should look like. Dollar yen, on the other hand, I'll just do 2 more. You see over here, it's an uptrend at the moment. And that's a phase 2, isn't it? If I look at the weekly, let's take a look at this. That's still a downtrend, and it's a downtrend in terms of P1. Okay, so it's going down, but this is a phase 2 retracement. So you be very, very cautious in terms of this because you're trading a P2 retracement on the upside. So I wouldn't really advise that unless you got really strong pattern to confirm that. And then you can see on the cable, this is the last thing I'll do over here. The cable is in a downtrend. So this is a what? So this is a deep downtrend phase 1. You can see over here, right? It's in alignment with its trend. And then on the weekly, you can see that this is a uptrend, isn't it? So look, so this is a P1. So this is UTP1. Now, so on the downtrend phase one, we're going down, but this one on the UTP1 on the weekly is showing up, isn't it? Because this hasn't confirmed. But the thing is, remember I told you, you got to ask yourself, is there OE left? And in this UTP1 over here, there is still not much OE left because why? Because we've not had a top, let's say, for 21 weeks. And that's very well overdue. And you can see some weakness now coming back into the market in terms of cable. So that's how I would look at it, and keep questioning yourself even when it's not correlating, but is there OE left is the last part of the question. Even when it's correlating as well, you should ask that question. Okay, I guess that's pretty much that from me. So on this video, what did we do? So we just looked at momentum correlation, and this is time frame correlation part 2 video, where we looked at in terms of 16 permutations altogether in terms of your phase 1 and downtrend and uptrend, or phase 2, 16 permutations altogether. We went through 4 permutations today. I want you to do as homework and figure out what the other 12 permutations are. And for those of you who get it right, we are happy to give away that price of the Traders Basecamp package digital version. Okay. And then I also then told you after the momentum correlation that you should also look at whether there is open equity left or not to position yourselves for high quality probability setups that has got move left for you to capture as a professional trader. All right, so that's all from me for now. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like a master.